What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all are doing great today. So today I'm going to go over my weekend at Santee Cooper in my first ever KBF tournament. Had a great time. Planned on making a couple videos about this weekend, you know, about pre-fishing and then the tournament day itself, but pre-fishing was a struggle, absolute grind fest. The weather down there was typical tournament weather. It was a cold front, and I mean, it was 27 degrees. It was in the low 30s, high 20s every morning. Tournament morning, it was 27. There was frost on the boats every morning. The winds down there were brutal. They had a big windstorm come through right after a mega rainstorm that went through. The water was just chocolate milk out on the main lake. So the game plan was to find clean water, find fish moving up to spawn, because with the water temps, it was still in the mid 50s. So even with all the cold weather, found some pockets that were up around 60 degrees, more towards the end of the day. So I figured the fish would be back up in these pockets, staging, hunkered down, getting ready to spawn. Well, they weren't there, and if they were, they weren't biting what I was throwing. Ended up catching a couple really nice pickerel, but never touched a bass in South Carolina. Nice pickerel. Friday, we had to be off the water by 4. Went out early in the morning trying to catch these fish. Found a nice pocket of water, clean water, really nice place, and just couldn't find any fish in there. Loaded up, went to another boat ramp, fished around there for the rest of the day until 4 o'clock when we had to be off the water, and hooked a big carp. Luckily, I was pitching a jig up into some timber and hooked a carp and just tried to, and didn't set the hook. I was just trying to pull it up to maybe see what it was, if it was a bass, but it was a really big grass carp. It got off. If it wasn't a carp, it was a huge bass. But same story there, not a nudge for the rest of the day. So now we come to tournament morning. Get to the boat ramp, get loaded in. There's a ton of people at this boat ramp. So take off. I'd looked at the maps the night before, found a place that I thought would be really good. It was going to be a haul, but it should be really good. Make the 1.5 mile run to this pocket, start throwing in there, not a touch. There's fish busting on top water, nothing. They're not. I threw a whopper plopper, I threw a frog, I threw everything that I could tie on, threw spinner baits, threw crank baits, everything at these fish, not a touch. Not 100% sure they were bass, but where they were at, they should have been bass. The only thing that I didn't throw that I think now that I should have thrown was a crankbait, but no telling now whether that would have worked or not. Came out of that pocket around 11 o'clock. At that time, the wind was up, 15 sustained, gusting 25. So with me being paddle, I wasn't able to sit out in the trees with the guys that were pedaling. Had waves coming over the bow. I mean, it was gnarly. I saw one guy catch a fish out there in those trees, and that should have clued me in, but it didn't. Went into a pocket with some lily pads, I mean just covered with lily pads, and fished in there until I saw about a 7-foot alligator, and that kind of had me spooked. It swam off pretty quick into the trees. I could hear it shaking the trees back in there, moving around, and I just wasn't fixing to figure out whether it wanted to have me for lunch or not. Came out of there, fished on down, ended up fishing the last couple hours in this pocket beside the boat ramp, and I didn't even get touched. I am proud of myself because I fished hard all day. I took out right at 3 because I was right there at the boat ramp. I didn't have a long paddle to get out. Stopped fishing right at 3. So I'm completely content with my first tournament. In these 3 days, I fished the hardest I've ever fished in my life, trying to grind something out. And this time it just didn't work. But I feel like that's what you have to do. You have to be willing to put in the work to get the result. Sometimes it doesn't work. Cool. But if you just give up, you have no chance of making something happen, of finding something that's happening, finding an area where the fish are. But if you fish all day, and grind it out, you're going to be able to make something out of that. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Sorry I didn't have something better for you. Wish I had. I wish I'd have had some more luck, but hey, that's life. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, if you like this type of content, let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.